I'm going to show you how to cover a cake in fondant and then make it look beautiful. Okay, the first thing you do is you get everything ready. You make sure you have a clean surface. Then you get your fondant, which you can buy in the store, or you can make it at home with a bag of marshmallows and a pound of powdered sugar. What you would do is melt the marshmallows in a pan with about 2 to 3 tablespoons of water. Then you would grease a table, pour the entire pound of powdered sugar on the table, pour on the melted marshmallows, and work them together until you have something solid like this. Okay? Now you would need your shortening to cover the table so nothing sticks, and cover your hands. You need a rolling pin to roll out the fondant, a cake to make beautiful, pizza cutter, a knife to cut your cake with, buttercream frosting, and a shot glass or cookie cutter would be more appropriate to make shapes. Alright, so first things, you take your fondant, you flatten it out, and then you roll it out. You make sure that you roll it out big enough to cover the top and the sides of your cake. Make sure that it's smooth, and the bigger you make it, the better, because you can always cut it with a pizza cutter around the edges. Once you do that, you want to take your cake, cut the top off of it, like I already did, flip it over onto probably a cutting board or maybe a piece of cardboard if you want to get fancy. You take your buttercream frosting, scoop it out, smack it on, spread it out, all that fun stuff. Cover the whole cake. Now I'm using a pound cake I bought in the grocery store for time. You can obviously make your own, but just make sure you cover it with a light colored frosting. Buttercream's the best. That way your fondant sticks and you can't see the color through the white fondant. Alright, that's good enough. Then you take your rolled out fondant and you make sure it doesn't rip. You lay it over your cake, better than this. I'll show you the pretty side. You flatten it against the sides. Then you take your pizza cutter and you go about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. That way you don't see the bottom of the cake. You just go all the way around it. Throw off the extra. Just like that. Now if you do have any holes or anything after you've done it, what you do is you just take like a butter knife with a little bit of water, a drop of water, and you spread it lightly and you can smooth the fondant if you have the time for that. Alright, you put that aside. Now I dyed some of my fondant purple so that I could decorate the cake. I'm going to roll this out, push it, roll it out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this cake look like a gift by making a ribbon, bows, and then I'm going to add some polka dots. Okay, so you roll out your fondant flat, and you want to cut 2 equal rectangles that are a little wide because they're going to be the ribbon you're putting on it, or the bow you're putting on it. Just like this. Now what you're going to do is you're going to fold it so there's a pocket right there, and pinch these together, pinch the ends together. That's what you're going to use these bags for, or saran wrap, or whatever you need, or have around the house, I guess. Shove it in there to keep it up. Do the same with the other one. Just pinch it like that. And then cut a thin, small strip. You're going to wrap this around the center so that it looks nice. Take the two sides, put them together, pinch them together in the middle, and then take your fingers on the sides of the middle and squeeze it so it looks just like a bow. Take that little strip you cut out, fold it over the center so it looks something like this, but nicer. Take a little bit more of that purple, and you're going to make two long ribbons. One to wrap around the cake one way, and then one to wrap around the cake the other way. You would need them to be bigger than this to wrap around the cake. Take a little bit more fondant, roll it out, and then you take your cookie cutter or shot glass. You can even use a toothpick to draw maybe hearts or stars or circles. Push it in there, you get a perfect polka dot. Now to assemble it, you're going to need that buttercream frosting. You're going to dab a little bit of buttercream on the back of it, like this, slap it on there, and in the end, it should look something like this happy eating cake. Well, that's it. That's how you make a simple cake beautiful.